Hi, I'm Brian Wicklund with Garfinkel Schwartz. I'm coming to you from our Maitland, Florida office, which is a suburb of Orlando. That's where I live. We also have offices in Titusville, Florida on the Space Coast, east coast of Florida, next to Port Canaveral. We also travel all across the country representing longshore and defense-based clients. That's all we do. This video is kind of self-serving in a way. Usually I don't do this, but I'm going to have to brag about our firm because we are, on paper, a very small firm, a family atmosphere firm that's based on a family that has been doing this for over 30 years. If you see us on paper, you see a couple of people that are trying to help out many all across the country. It might be a daunting task if you see that. However, we're a small firm with very large resources. Let me explain what I mean. This area of law is very narrow, the Defense-Based Act and the Longshore Act. They're very narrow areas of federal law that are very complicated, that people don't really understand, that a normal general practitioner or attorney is not going to know what to do. That's why we specialize in this every day and learn something new every day. When I say that we're a small firm with large resources, the resources come from 30 years of experience in the industry. We have a person, a paralegal named Carol Anderson, who has done this for 30 years. When I say resources, I mean she knows literally every administrative law judge that practices in this area. She knows basically every adjuster for the insurance companies that would be handling clients' claims. She knows the district director for 30 years of the Department of Labor. And so when you're talking about big resources, you're talking about the ins and outs of practicing this area of law. Makes my job really easy because we also have a paralegal that specializes in medical care named Myra. And Myra, same thing. 30 years experience, knows all the labor market survey people. She knows all the people who will be interviewing for vocational evaluations. She knows the doctors to recommend all across the country in the major cities as to who would be more amenable to help Defense-Based Act or longshore claimants. These resources, although look very small on paper, end up being pretty large in the long scheme of things. This is a small, close-knit community. I know probably almost every defense attorney that could ever come our way. I know them personally or through other people. I'm getting to know all the judges, but like I said, all I have to do is ask either Carol or Myra, what does this judge do in this certain circumstance? What does this judge look for? What does this adjuster want to see to pay out on the claim? How much is this case worth in the community? What's the going rate? They know this. They've known this for 30 years. How do you analyze a person's average weekly wage? There's been wars going on in that for the last 5 to 10 years. They know all the arguments. We already have the briefs already briefed. There aren't many issues that I've come across that we haven't already been at battle at. My predecessor, Mr. Schwartz, actually set the law for longshoremen, going to the federal court and getting people that work on boats that are a certain size covered under the Longshore Act. That was his job and his pioneering that he did. He was also a military veteran in the Vietnam War, so our firm has a very close touch with people that serve the country, and that's why we're there, that's why we're here. And so when you look at a small firm and you look at the few people that are involved on our website, just remember we have big resources. And the website is www.defensebasedactlaw.com. I hope you can learn some things. We have a bunch of articles and a lot of self-help tips for people that may become injured overseas or that are injured on the waters and the ports in the United States. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. I hope I can help you sometime in the future. Again, this is Brian Wicklund signing off from the Maitland, Florida office of Garfinkel Schwartz.